Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks to be here. We're on Skyblox today just for a quick update video. There was a minor update this morning on the 24th of this month, and I'm just going to quickly tell you what the minor update was. Not sure if most people have noticed already, but I'll let you know during this video. But the main reason for this video is because in my previous video I said I'll do a little island walkthrough of my video when I showed you how to do the basic onion farm. So first things first, we just go over to these here. Now, as you know, with the vending machines, you used to be able to put a amount of 40 items in each vending machine. With the little minor update that came out this morning, you can now put up to 150 items in each vending machine. So they've increased the size by a further 110 items. So you can actually put up to 150 of any item into a vending machine now, instead of just minimum of 40. So with that little minor update, obviously you can sell more items in your vending machine now. Okay, so with the island walkthrough. Okay, so this is my little wood farming area for standard wood. I know a lot of people usually just put a load of saplings all in a line or in a big square and then just keep breaking and getting wood. I have done something like that a bit further over on the island as well, but these are the first ones I've done, so I thought I'd keep them anyway. So as you can see, this is quite long, so it's also sprouting grass and flowers as well, so I can harvest them. Can get some decent amount of wood from there. This is my birch wood farm area that I done right after the wood one. As you can see, I didn't do it as long, but I done it far enough that I needed for the time being. Got my little tomato farm over here. I did have a tomato totem collecting them, but with all the stuff that was dropping, quite a few things were despawning because of the item limit. Same with the carrots and the potatoes. So I will be relocating these and getting them sorted so the items do not despawn. These are obviously my grapes that I've got in line, which I will be relocating to a better location because I am thinking about doing some sort of big building in the centre here. Now this is my mini farm that I've started breaking up because I've got a bigger farm at the back, so I'll show you that in a second. But this is the farm that I showed you on the video previously. So I've actually I've destroyed 3 layers and left 1 layer for the time being because I've got the industrial washing machine cleaning the crops. So obviously I can still get clean crops for the time being. So I might leave that one on here as a single layer and just break the top and reuse all the mats. I've got a wheat one over here which I will be relocating because I don't really sell wheat now, so I'll just plant these and I'll harvest them when I want them to make bread for when I go and kill the slimes. I've got another farming area over here for my onions with a sprinkler and a water catcher. So that sprinkler is only watering 3 plants at the moment, but I am thinking about moving that sprinkler into the middle and it will sprinkle the water around here, and I'll do it in consecutive areas so at least the plants are getting water to grow a lot quicker, and then obviously it'll still be by the water catcher. To use these sprinklers it does need to be by a water catcher because obviously you need the water catcher to have water in for the sprinkler to work. If you don't have the water catcher or any water storage next to it, it will come up with a little symbol saying with like a water droplet and a line through it. so it will let you know if you are too far away from the water source. So, but as you can see, this is just a little miniature upgrade to the one over here, so I will be finishing this off at a later date. Now I've got this little farming area over here. Okay, so this is my maple wood farming. So if I actually break this here, and then as soon as I get the tree planted back down, I'll get another one grow it in its place, and you can see it's a quicker way to get virtually unlimited amounts of wood, because you're just constantly replanting and it's just constantly regrowing. So if you want to do a big massive farming area to get certain woods, just do a big enough area, plant a load of these. I think there's only about 40 here, but you can plant as many as you want, and then you'll get a lot of wood from doing it. The only reason why I've left it that small is because I was only getting enough maple to make the manual cleaning station, which I don't really use much now because I've got these. I only use it when I use my big industrial farm, because if I put a industrial cleaner on there, I won't get as many onions, and I'll show you the reason why in a second. Over here I've got another farm. This is a bigger birch farm compared to this one over here. So you can see I've got 50 in total. So this will help me make more trellises to plant more grapes, because you do need birch wood to make trellises. If we go over to this area here, I've got my different arrangement of iron ore, stone and clay. Up here I've got my berry seeds. I think there's roughly around about 337 I think on here. If I remember correctly, when I actually get up to here I should have 350, so I might actually have more than 347. Now over here I did start breaking this because I was going to actually branch out, but I did have some steps down here, and this is to one of my iron smelters, which has got 8 industrial chests on. So as you can see, it does fill it up. When it obviously drops down, if it doesn't go into this chest, it'll drop down to the consecutive one and so on. Got a set of stairs just to run up here. This little thing here I will be destroying. This was my little stone factory to produce that stone, but I've now moved it into my new big industrial factory, which I'll show you in a second. So this is obviously my big industrial factory, and I've obviously just written that down for my YouTube channel and a YouTube play button. Now in here I've got my industrial sawmill, so I can put my wood in here and I'll split it out into wooden plank blocks, and then I can just collect that. Got my industrial oven, do the same thing, just throw my wheat or anything in there and you'll throw out the cooked items into the industrial chest and I collect that. Got my industrial chest getting me my stone brick here with an industrial stone cutter. That's just a clay totem collecting clay, and then for the time being I've just got 2 coal collectors here. Now I've got 1 iron smelter here and another iron smelter over there, identically built, but as you can see there's 4 industrial chests here. Now you're probably thinking, when it smelts the iron and drops out into this chest, how did it drop into the next chest? Because it's not connected to it. What most people don't realise is that with these chests, as you've seen there, just in that little gap, you've seen an iron ore. When the chest's full, there is a little hole on the bottom of the chest, and it drops the iron through the hole into the next conveyor belt. So as long as you've got a conveyor belt sitting underneath the industrial chest at the top, and then add the industrial chest onto that conveyor belt, it will put it into the next one down, and so on and so on. Now, excuse me, I'm just going to quickly break these here and show you what I mean. Now, as you can see, I've got the chest there, and then I've got one conveyor here, and I've got another industrial chest connected to that. So as long as you have it situated in the same way as this, as you can see, if you watch, there you go, the iron falls straight through because that one's full, goes onto that conveyor and goes into that industrial chest there, and then when that one's full, it'll go down to the third, then when the third's full, go down to the fourth. So as long as you build it that way, you will actually be able to get quite a lot of ore coming through. Now, because I've got quite a lot of items on my base at the moment, most of my stuff does despawn because I get a lot more stuff dropped than the drop limit. So my own stuff does actually take quite a lot of time to fill up, and that's because of my new industrial onion farm, which is over there, which I'll show you in a second. Now, I've got these little areas here ready for more collectors. I've got a little area over here which I'm starting to play around with to see what I can actually do, because I may actually move these up onto the top when I've finished building this, and have the iron dropping down into quite a lot of industrial chests going all the way across. That's why I've got that actually built in that orientation. So when I've actually finished it, hopefully I will show a video on that and hopefully show it fully working. Now, with this iron collector that I showed you 5 minutes ago or more, I've actually got 3 industrial chests on here, and as you can see, you're just seeing an onion fall down and go down into the bottom. Now, if you want to have this working, you do need to use conveyors as well, and you need to set it out so if it bounces off the industrial chest, you'll go into the first conveyor, onto the second, onto the second industrial chest. If that's full, it'll drop down and keep going. You can build this as high as you want, but with onions I've just stopped at 3 levels. With iron you can build as high as 20 to 30 with no issue. Okay, so on to the last part, which is my industrial onion farm. Now, if I just show you this down here, as you can see, it is collecting oily onions, but with this industrial farm you will have to collect the oily onions because the rate that it drops down, you end up hitting the item rate. That's why most of the other items despawn on the island. So to keep everything else working on this island, I do need to keep collecting this, but I do roughly get I think it's about between 17 and 20 onions every 5 or 6 seconds, maybe slightly more. You can see there's 25 just there and they're still dropping. Now, it is quite high, as you can see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layers, including the bottom. Now, each layer has got 76 onions on each layer and 14 onion totems and 6 conveyors. So it does cost quite a bit to actually build this. I think it cost me just over 3.6 million to actually do it all. As you can see, all of it's all stocked up. When you get further up, you can see that this one has got all blue dots over. Now these last 3 layers I only finished yesterday, and the blue dots are actually fertilizer, and you get that from obviously converting fish into fertilizer with the composter, which is just down there. The fertilizer obviously helps the crops grow a lot faster. As long as you don't harvest them with F, the fertilizer stays in the ground if you use the totems. That's with any crops. As soon as you press F, it will take the crop out and it will get rid of the fertilizer, so you will need to get more fertilizer. So if you are going to be using the totems, once you have put your crops down, don't harvest them, let the totems harvest them. Now as you can see, I haven't actually got any for the next layers up, because obviously you need to fish certain fish to convert into compost. And as I said, being that there's 76 crops on each layer, I need to get 76 of specific fish to convert. Now as you can see, I've got more stairs here because I'm thinking about expanding more, but if I just click on here, as you can see, it's just a constant flow of onions going down from all different areas. So that's why I say that this industrial onion farm isn't viable to use the cleaning machine, because the amount that it drops, you will end up despawning the onions and the cleaned onions before it gets into the industrial chest. So if you are going to be building this, you will need to collect the oily onions, then either sell the oily onions for 12 gold pieces each to the oily vendor, or you can use the manual washing station and convert all the oily onions into clean onions and sell for the regular 30 gold pieces. Now if I leave this grinding on here, I can usually get round about between 95,000 to 100,000 onions every 7.5 to 8 hours. Once they've all been cleaned and I sell them, I roughly get around about 3 million a time. So as you can see, I've got 6.9 million coins at the moment, and I've actually managed to get just over 4.5 to 5 million in the last day of grinding. I did have more, but as I said, I had to buy 3 lots of 76 onions for these last 3 layers, and 14 onion totems per layer. So as you know, they are quite expensive. The onion totems are 8,000 each and the onions are 2,000 each, so it does cost quite a bit to just do 1 layer. Now as I said, I am thinking about expanding even more and hopefully increase the amount that I get per second, but obviously when you do collect these, they will be oily, so just bear in mind that when you do collect them, you will have to spend more time cleaning them, or just sell as they are. So as you can see, that's my island walkthrough. I will start doing more regular updates on this game and show more builds that I'll be doing on future videos. But for now, that's it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next video.